GDPstrategy.com.
Hi, this is Chris again, looking at the upcoming Tuesday, August 12th trading session. In front of you, I have the economic calendar as per usual, and you can see right away we have Chinese new yuan loans coming out, expected at 780 billion. This is a number that can move the markets in a kind of abstract way, in the sense that it shows what the risk appetite might be. After all, China is a supplier to the world, so if there are a lot of loans being had, that means there's expansion. Expansion, of course, and China is good for the rest of the world because it means people are buying Chinese goods. So how does that help you? It's the Australian dollar is the way to play it via proxy. We're currently just above the spot 9250 level, an area of support that extends all the way down to spot 92. So I'm pretty bullish on a good number. I believe that the market will react favorably in Australia, and it will move that currency pair. As we go through the rest of the day, there is some aggregate financing and etc., those type of numbers. Truthfully, probably not market moving events. Australian business can help fuel the move in the Australian dollar higher or lower if it coincides with this. So for example, if we have a strong number out of China and a strong business confidence number, it's just going to add more fuel to the fire as the Australian dollar goes higher, and of course vice versa. A lot of minor Australian numbers really shouldn't play too much of an important part in the marketplace. Industrial production out of Japan will be reasonably important for the US dollar Japanese yen pair, but the reason I'm not as interested in that is because we have Japanese gross domestic product later, and you can see it's expected to be a negative 7.1% year over year. The second quarter, quarter over quarter is negative 1.8, and truthfully, anything that's better than that will probably push the US dollar down versus yen and vice versa. The US dollar happens to be sitting right at about the 102 level, and it's right in the middle of no man's land and a range trade, which of course I will look at here in the charts. The dollar yen pair, as I had alluded to, found support at 102, and quite frankly, this is no man's land. This is right in the middle of the inner and outer part of the consolidation area. I have it marked as 101 on the bottom and 103 on the top. Because of that, I feel that taking the trade based upon that alone is going to be difficult, but a move above the top of the hammer at 102 spot 3 sends us looking for 103, and that could be as a result of those Japanese GDP numbers. Do pay attention to those. The S&P 500 was interesting because it popped higher, and I originally had a trend line here. You can see that that trend line has held, and now it looks like this consolidation area is trying to hold as well. I expect a slight pullback during the day. Nothing major. This is just the market trying to build up momentum. If we do break above the 1945 level, which is the top of the shooting star though, look for very bullish action. I suspect we might have a day or two of softening markets. Nothing major, but again, if we break the top of that shooting star, that's a very bullish sign. Looking at the British pound, very little action during the day, but the one thing that I would bring to your attention is this area, this 1.68 area that had been supportive in the past, now looks to be resistive. So I'm convinced more than ever that we are probably going to test the 167 level. We break the bottom of this little cluster here. I don't see any reason why we won't float down there. I'm not looking for a meltdown. I'm just suggesting that perhaps we need to pull back a little bit. And finally, looking at the euro dollar, you can see we had another negative day on Monday as we continue to drift lower towards the 1.3350 level. I think the real support's down at 1.33 though, so we have a little ways to go. Again, this is a drift. I don't think it's any type of meltdown in the making, and I do think that 1.33 is fairly significant on the longer term charts. And with that, I've looked at the August 12th trading session.